Lockdowns are coming. And this is all I'm hearing and seeing from exclusive sources and all of you wonderful people, viewers and subscribers, keeping me current and up to date on the latest shocking plans and alarming strategies of what is soon to be breaking news around the next wave of mandates and lockdowns coming. Multiple governments sounding the alarm simultaneously as if they knew this was coming and about to happen. State of emergency will be a common and household term likely used in daily conversations. But it may be hard to interpret and understand because everyone will be muffled and speaking through N95 masks and other face coverings. So did you know that it has been stated by numerous different sources that Nicole Schwab, daughter of Klaus Schwab, said, and I quote, "Permanent climate lockdowns are coming." And reports included the exact context that read, "The lockdowns are coming, whether you like it or not." And that is what Nicole Schwab reportedly warned. Just days ago, an alarming claim about the World Economic Forum, WEF or WEF, was leaked on Twitter and exposed their plan that, per Nicole Schwab, the daughter of the organization's founder and chairman, the group would be mandating climate lockdowns in the near future. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not about that life. Lockdowns are coming? Miss me with all that ish. But just so we're all ready and prepped, urgent action is required. Prepare for impending global mandates, sanctions, and restrictions. And time is of the essence, and the need to be ready and equipped has never been more pressing. Global political figures are swiftly moving to impose mandates, sanctions, and restrictions, all under the guise of promoting their own self-serving, corrupt, and elitist agenda. These actions are being driven by Western Democrats and liberal progressive voters who seem intent on dismantling our world, eroding our freedoms, and trampling upon our free will. At the center of this intricate web lies the World Economic Forum, an international non-governmental organization that claims to engage the most influential political, business, and cultural leaders to shape global agendas. Although lacking direct governmental authority, the formidable influence of its members and corporate partners has fueled countless conspiracy theories. One particularly alarming theory gaining momentum revolves around the concept of climate lockdowns. It suggests that the elites use the pretext of C-19 lockdowns as a trial run to gauge the population's tolerance for oppression, paving the way for even more severe lockdowns under the pretense of addressing climate emergencies. This disconcerting theory gained mainstream attention in February of last year when writer Kristen Tate penned an opinion piece titled "Coming Soon: Climate Lockdowns?" In it, vague climate initiatives tied to figures like Bill Gates and the Red Cross were cited as evidence, suggesting a disturbing pattern of government overreach. The C-19 experience, they argue, may have been merely a prelude to a much more encompassing crisis that could usher in unprecedented levels of government control. Disturbingly, these claims have given rise to a growing movement stemmed from anti-injection protests and finding fertile ground in campaigns against environmental measures, particularly in the United Kingdom and the UK. Now, this group has seized upon the term climate lockdown as a rallying point, fostering a climate of fear and uncertainty, which is in turn exploited by sensationalist conspiracy outlets. Within this atmosphere of uncertainty, misconceptions and misinformation abound. One such instance involves the concept of 15-minute cities designed to provide convenient access to essential services within a short walk from one's home. Yet this concept has been distorted by conspiratorial beliefs, erroneously associating it with imagined WEF-driven lockdowns. At the heart of the matter lies Nicole Schwab, a member of the World Economic Forum who referenced the Great Reset initiative during a discussion. Her comments acknowledged the rapid shifts and opportunities revealed by the pandemic and called for a substantial change towards sustainability. Importantly, she never explicitly advocated for the imposition of climate lockdowns. The urgency is palpable. As these narratives gain traction, it becomes increasingly vital to be informed, discerning, and prepared. The stakes are high as the agendas of powerful elites threaten to reshape our world, our rights, and our autonomy. The time to take action is now, before the grip of control tightens further and irreversible consequences become our reality. Is the likelihood of permanent climate lockdowns real? Well, as you all remember, in the early months of the C-19 pandemic, the World Economic Forum proposed an initiative to reform the economy and social systems called the Great Reset. But a 2020 video of the West's Nicole Schwab discussing this initiative never showed her saying that permanent climate lockdowns were coming. But that doesn't mean she didn't say those words, right? Or was it implied? Did they plan this all along? Did she spill the beans? You know what they say, loose lips sink ships, and it would be eerily suspicious if she suddenly became ill or passed away or just wound up missing because of her tongue's slippage. So is it the responsibility of all those who stand for what is right and just to pull back the curtain and unveil the truth? Piece together through the fog of purposely created uncertainty, that which is the enigmatic path of climate lockdowns and elitist agendas, amid the myriad of internet hearsay and Reddit and Twitter and dark web threads of global affairs found in the shadows of the internet. So for those who have just recently woke up, the World Economic Forum emerges as a Switzerland-based nonprofit organization. Its mission to cultivate collaboration among the intricate tapestry of public and private entities. Often recognized for its annual congregation in Davos, the event's thematic focus shifts year by year from cooperation in a fragmented world to working together, restoring trust. In a juncture marked by uncertainty, the WEF introduced the Great Reset Initiative in June of 2020, earmarked as the central theme for its 2021 annual assembly. Founding visionary Klaus Schwab illuminated the potential of businesses and individuals to cast aside long-standing practices in the wake of the C-19 pandemic. This initiative, a tapestry woven with multiple strands of aspiration, seeks not only to better the environment, but also to address health, social challenges, and economic equity. Yet, against a backdrop of conjecture and speculation, the Great Reset remains steadfastly distinct from the specter of a global totalitarian regime or the extinction of capitalism. Recently, a contentious article has coursed through the veins of social media, spinning what some are calling a fabricated quote attributed to Nicole Schwab. As co-head of Nature-Based Solutions and an executive committee member at the WEF, and indeed Klaus Schwab's own daughter, she has become a focal point. The People's Voice article introduces a familiar script, crafting quotes and fanning the flames of falsehoods, allegedly. The headline casts a shadow. Klaus Schwab's daughter, permanent climate lockdowns coming, whether you like it or not. Yet a meticulous search reveals no record of Nicole Schwab uttering those words. In response, a WEF spokesperson dispatched an email denouncing the seemingly fake news. Peeling back the layers, the People's Voice article claims Nicole Schwab admitted this is a newly unearthed video from a June 2020 event, though the footage was purportedly released 2 years ago. Curiously, no mention of climate lockdowns escapes her lips. Instead, she reflects on the potential for rapid shifts when facing crises and urges embracing the pandemic as an opportunity for transformative change, where nature takes center stage in the economy. Curiously, climate lockdowns find no home within the framework of the Great Reset, as confirmed by a WEF spokesperson to the Associated Press. The origin of the climate lockdown narrative traces back to 2020. According to a report by the Institute for Strategic Dialogue, this early conjecture hitched its wagon to pandemic response strategies as a blueprint for climate change action, igniting fervor for a hypothetical climate lockdown. The contours of these purported climate lockdowns remain shrouded in ambiguity. Vague allusions span from curbing freedom of movement to regulating red meat consumption. And don't get me started on the cow farts. For some, the lockdown takes on an abstract nature. In the words of Laura Ingraham on Fox News in 2021, even without government stay-at-home orders, There are a lot of ways for the left to effectively lock you down, end quote. Her words point to shifts like fuel availability and the fate of gas-powered cars, not to mention central bank digital currency. Quoting yet another article from Slay News, the People's Voice narrative gains momentum, erroneously asserting that Nicole Schwab had drawn a line from C-19 lockdowns to climate lockdowns. This comparison likens policies aimed at carbon emission reduction to C-19 related restrictions. Embedded within the intricate fabric of environmental initiatives, the Great Reset encompasses strategies for carbon emissions mitigation, such as discontinuing fossil fuel subsidies and fuel processing in refineries just going up in flames. Strangely, the sole environmental endeavor explicitly mentioned by Nicole Schwab in the 2020 video is regenerative agriculture, aimed at nurturing soil health. But I will say, folks, in fear of potentially saying too much, I am going to have to call it on this video for now. As you are all well aware of the censorship and limited freedom of speech that is generally frowned upon, and my content is heavily scrutinized, even more so than it is suppressed, if you can believe that. However, there is more to this story, and the rabbit hole goes much deeper. So I'll suggest that you watch this video next because it helps to paint a clearer picture and connect more of the dots as we get closer to the source, the truth, and what likely lies around the next corner. Are lockdowns coming? I don't want to create any bias, so I'll leave that question for you all to answer in the comments below. I hope you all have an amazing, wonderful, and fantastic day.